What's good, day traders? Welcome to day 13 of the bootcamp. Today, we're going to be talking about goal setting because 2025 is around the corner and it's only right that we set our goals from now. So, we're preparing ourselves for January. We don't want January to come and in January, we're thinking about our goals. We should prepare now, start now, because when you start now, you're already ahead of the game. You're already ahead of all those other people that make new goals in 2025. When you can actually start now, and right now it's currently November, so the whole of December you can actually prepare and manifest these goals and visualize these goals. So we're going to be looking at the charts today, but we're going to be typing today. So today's a little bit different because I want to talk to you guys more about visualizing and more about setting yourself the right goals, because all of us want to reach this one goal, which is financial freedom, right? Everyone wants to reach that goal, but the problem is that you can't reach this goal straight away. Like, you can't just reach this goal straight away, right? There's set procedures that you have to take in order to get to this goal. Okay, so for us, the thing that I personally look for when I'm setting goals is, okay, let's look at the end goal and work our way back. Okay, so my end goal is, for example, getting to financial freedom. Okay, now what are the steps to get to financial freedom? So for us, we have picked number one is day trading. Okay, number two is anything to save our money. Okay, and number three is discipline. Okay, those are the three things that will help me get to financial freedom. But not only those three things, because now that just sounds very simple, but these are not the only three things that will help us get to financial freedom. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is, and this is not just from trading, this could be for your health, this can be for, you hitting the gym, or you having a good diet, you trying to get a six-pack by, let's say, quarter three, quarter four, whatever it is, right? But you need to write down these goals. Okay, so what I did is very similar to like a mood board, but what I do is I like to have like a manifestation, like, presentation for myself, right? So I put everything on there that I want to have, and then I try and manifest them and I try to get to that point. Okay, so for example, day trading. Okay, so with day trading, let's actually just make a mark here. So with day trading, right, what is your day trading goals? Like, what is it that you want to fulfill? For example, right, are you trying to get funded? Okay, another example is make, for example, per trade, because we can say we want to make $10,000, but let's be really, really precise with our goals, okay? Because we can easily say I want to make 10K a month, right? But that's not really specific for you, and it's gonna be very difficult for you to get to that point. So let's say for us, instead of saying making $10,000 per month, we say, okay, cool, I want to try and make $100 per trade consistently. Do you guys see how this is way more specific, right? Even with funded, right? Funded by how much? I want to get funded, let's say 100K funded account, right? Being specific like this is cool. Now, okay, cool. We want to get funded. How much is a 100K account? Let's just say a 100K account's around $400, let's say. $400 to $500, right? So that means this goal itself will cost me this much to make 100K. Okay, to obviously get funded 100K. Obviously I have to pass it first time. If it takes me 2-3 times, then we have to 3-4 times this amount. Okay, now not all funded accounts are the same price. I don't actually know exactly how much the price is. I'm just going based off what I expect the price to be from last time I saw it. Okay, if you guys know the exact price that it costs to get a funded account, please let me know in the comments down below, so that then obviously people that are trying to get funded, they can obviously use that as like a reference. So even with making $100 per trade, well, in our last video we said that we want to risk around 1 to 2% per trade. So let's just say, for example, we do 1%. That means to get to this goal, we need to have an account size of, well, if we're going to risk 1%, let's say we go for a 1 to 3 withdrawal ratio. That means a $33 account. That means around $300, right? $300. And in case you guys are wondering how I calculated that maths, all I did is I said, okay, I am doing a 1 to 3 withdrawal ratio trade. That means I have to risk $33. Now, $33 is around $330 for 1% account, 1% risk per trade. So therefore, I'm just roughly saying $300 to $400 to make $100 per trade consistently. Okay, obviously it's not going to be exactly that amount, but we're just looking at that as a bare minimum. Now, to get to these two things, right? To get to these two things, we need money. Okay, now not all of us are privileged enough to have this kind of money in our bank account, because if we did, for example, if we had $400 to $500, we wouldn't be, you know, struggling to make $10, $100, $200 per day, right? Or per trade, right? Well, the issue is not all of us have this. So I've got you guys clutch. Don't worry. I'm not just going to be for the people that have this kind of money. I'm also going to look out for the people that don't have this kind of money. And for me personally, even if you don't have this money, even if you just have $100, that's totally fine, guys. But what I would advise is, if you don't have that money, look for any side income jobs. Okay, now it doesn't have to be a 9 to 5. It can be, for example, anything like washing cars, or anything like newspaper rounds, or anything that doesn't involve 100% of your time. Because if you want to reach this financial freedom goal, you need to put time in what's on the things that are going to help you in life. Okay, so for day trading, that's something that's going to help us, right? So for me, for day trading, I'll say, okay, cool. For my any side income jobs, I'll try to find a job that requires me to probably put a few hours in a day, probably no more than 4 or 5 hours a day. I'll probably make around, let's say, $500 to $600 per month. And from that, I can then invest it into these kind of goals that I got. Okay. So now we're kind of visualizing how we're making day trading into something that we can make full time. Okay. Now, I know this might look easy, but in reality it's not that easy, guys. I understand that. Okay. But we are lucky enough to have funded accounts, to have demo accounts, right? So we can always practice. Okay. So now we need to understand what is important for us. How are we going to get to this goal? Okay. So for me, okay, what I like to do is I like to set 3 to 5 long-term goals. Okay, 3 to 5 long-term goals. The reason why I like to set 3 to 5 long-term goals is because this is what's going to help us stay motivated. Okay, guys, this doesn't have to be specifically for day trading. It could be your goal to be consistent in the gym. It could be your goal to read 20 books. It could be your goal to master a certain pattern in the market. It can be a goal to, I don't know, drink a certain amount of water every single day. It could be a goal to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning, right? It doesn't actually have to be about day trading, but you need to stay disciplined, because this is what's going to help you stay disciplined within the markets. If you're consistent in the gym, you're going to be consistent in the markets, because your mind's going to be fresh. This is all to help you psychologically, right? This is all to help you with your mind set. Okay, this is what is going to help you. It's going to help you with your mindset. Okay, so we already understand about, the day trading, how we're going to get to this level, right? $100 per trade. If we take around 5 trades per week, that's around $500 per week, and then times that by 4, which is around $2,000 per month. That is pretty comfortable. Okay, that's a pretty good goal. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to understand. Okay, we got the mindset. We understand the 3 to 5 long-term goals. Now, like I said, it doesn't have to be day trading. It could be anything else. It doesn't have to just be strict to trading, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna set too many goals, and it's gonna be hard to fulfill those goals. Okay. And what I want you to do now, guys, is I want you to write down these 3 to 5 long-term goals, and I want you to write down why you want them goals. Okay. So why? Why do you want to be a successful trader, right? Why do you want that financial freedom? Why should the market give you profits on a regular basis? Why should you sit down on your computer and look at the markets and have that freedom to trade wherever you like? Why, guys? That is important. So, for example, for me, I never had the opportunity to travel whenever I like, right? I never had the freedom to just buy whatever I like. Okay. And that's not just that. I never had the opportunity to, let my parents retire, for example. So every time I wake up and I don't feel motivated, my goal is to, hey, listen, I need to make sure that the people around me are happy, my parents are retired, and we don't ever think about money again. Okay. And so because of that, that motivates me every single day to look at the charts and place trades. Okay. Now, these goals are something that's going to make sure that you're in check. Okay. Without these goals, you are going to be on a loose roller coaster. And what I mean by loose roller coaster, I mean that this roller coaster has no journey, has no tracks, meaning that you will not be disciplined with what you want. So, for example, if you want to reach $100 per day or per trade, for example, you need to visualize this. Okay. And I want to actually write this down as well. Okay. I want you to manifest and visualize these goals. Okay. Every single day. Okay. I want you to visualize and manifest these goals every single day. And the reason why I'm saying this is if you don't do this, okay, what's going to happen is you're going to have the motivation to work for a few weeks. You're going to have the motivation to trade for a few weeks. And then there's a few factors that can affect you. For example, losses. For example, you just get overwhelmed. For example, you get tired. Okay. And then what happens is you end up stopping yourself from reaching the goals that you want. And then also you end up losing the vision. And I've gone through that many times. And only this year alone, I told myself, I'm not going to just make a mood board or a vision board or a manifestation board or whatever we want to call it. I am going to make a whole document and I'm going to fulfill all these things that I want. Because if I don't fulfill these things, I don't really want it as bad. And I read this every single day. I read this manifestation or manifesto sheet every single day. Even if it's a Sunday, I read it. The reason why I read it is because that's what helps me. And this can have photographs. This can have words. This can have, for example, for me, I have a screenshot of my bank account when I had little to no money, and my goal is to have around 100K in my bank account. Right. So from having no money, and it reminds me that listen, there was times where you had no money. There was times where you were trying your hardest to even get food. Okay. So when you think about the struggle and then you look around, you're like, actually, now that I'm getting better, now that, I'm fulfilling this goal, I'm in this journey, I can relax a bit, but I can keep going because I'm doing the right thing. So I want you guys to visualize and manifest these goals. And then I want you to create yourself. And this is what's going to help you the most, guys. This is a game changer, okay? I want you to create yourself a daily routine / goals. Okay. Your daily routine is very, very important. Okay. Especially if you're part of this boot camp, you know that I always upload around 8 p.m. every single day, Monday to Saturday. The reason why is because I have a routine. I have, a set task given to me that I have to fulfill 8 p.m. every single day. Okay. Not only that, I check out the Discord, making sure that the whole community is up to date with their routine. I trade every single day. I try to trade every single day, actually. I don't trade on Fridays, but I trade at least Monday till Thursdays. Mondays are also iffy trades, but I do look at the markets every single day. Even though I'm not trading it, I'm looking at the markets every single day. Okay. I wake up. First thing I do when I wake up, make my bed. Why? Because that's my daily routine. That's what I have to do. If I don't do it, I'm gonna have a bad day. I'm gonna have a bad trade. Okay. And so setting these goals for yourself, setting this routine for yourself will ensure that you reach your goals every single day. Now, do you remember yesterday I spoke about the book called Atomic Habits? Now, Atomic Habits really does pinpoint how humans need to have a routine to make things a habit. Now, if you want to be a profitable trader, you need to make profitable a habit. You need to make making money a habit. You need to make trading this certain particular pair or this certain, whatever it is, a habit. Okay. So, for example, for me, I don't look at the markets until I've gone to the gym. Why? Because as soon as I've hit the gym, I feel fresh, my mindset's fresh. And then when I look at the charts, my blood circulating, I have the window open for the air circulation, and I feel more pumped rather than waking up and looking at the market straight away. Because what happens is that journey from waking up to looking at the charts, you haven't actually woken up your mind. Okay. So that's where this daily routine matters the most. Okay. And you need to have daily goals. So, for example, your daily goal for the markets could be making at least 1 to 2% on a daily basis. Okay. That looks like half. So I'll just do like this 1 to 2% on a daily basis. Okay. Another thing could be wake up at 5 a.m. Okay. Another one could be drink around 2 to 3 liters of water. Okay. Things like this. It doesn't have to be crazy. Okay. But things like this. Okay. So I'm just going to give you an example of what I do. Okay. So my three like non-negotiables every day is read for 15 minutes. So read for 15 minutes. Second one, trade or look at the market. Okay. At least for around 4 hours. Okay. At least for around 4 hours. At least, at least looking at it for around 4 hours so that even if I don't see a trade, I'm still training my eyes with the markets. Okay. And the last one is gym. These are my 3 non-negotiables. Why? Because trading is my income, reading is for my wisdom, for my brain to start the day off, and the last one is gym for my health, for my fitness, for my physical aspects, right? And gym doesn't only just help me with my physical, it helps me with my mental as well. Okay, so those are my 3 non-negotiables, right? And then when we go into the market, I also have, making 1 to 2% on a daily basis. I try to make at least around minimum 10% on a monthly basis. And I don't actually have a fixed time of when I wake up, but I have a fixed time of when I look at the markets. I want to look at the markets around 8 to 9 a.m. Right? Why? Because it sets me up nicely for London session. But not only that, it sets me nicely to look at the London session and then pre-New York session, which is around 11 to 12-ish. And then it sets me up nicely. If there's no moves in London, I have the whole of New York session to look at. Okay. So it's very, very important to follow this daily routine. So I know we've kind of brushed through a lot of things, guys, but this is how you're going to set your goals. This is what's going to help you set your goals for, your 2025. Okay. We set out the 3 things that we want. Okay. So for example, we want financial freedom. How are we going to get there? These are the 3 steps to get to financial freedom. We're going to set 3 to 5 long-term goals. We need to understand why. So you're not just going to write these goals. You're going to write why you want these goals, and they're going to be for your mindset to help you, manifest these. You're going to manifest these and visualize these goals every single day. Not only that, you're also going to write down the exact steps, the exact procedures it will take you to get to this goal. For example, you need a $300 account to make around $100 per trade. Okay. Then you're going to look at your daily routine. Okay, if you don't do these on a regular basis, you need to set yourself some sort of, okay, here's my reward for doing this. Here's my, punishment for doing this. Okay. For example, if I don't read in the morning, I'm going to make sure I read before I do any other task. If I don't hit the gym in the morning, I'm not looking at the markets. So if I don't look at the markets, I'm not making money. So then it kind of helps me stay disciplined with the gym, but then also disciplined with the markets. Okay. Because I really do want to make money. I don't want to be broke. Right. So doing that will help you when it comes to the markets. Okay, guys. Now, guys, I know that was a whole lot of information, and I really do want to go more in depth with goal setting, but goal setting is very unique to you. It's more about your individual self. Everyone has different goals, everyone has different, methods of reaching their goals, and that's why I don't want to go too overboard with goal setting, because I know you all have, different methods of hitting goals, and you're all living different lifestyles. Some of you, have the money but don't know have the mindset. A lot of you don't have the money but have the mindset, and so it's very difficult for me as a person to kind of guide you. But what I can say is, if you follow the long-term goals, the daily routine, setting quarterly goals, right? You don't have to set a goal for the whole year. You can actually say, okay, quarter one, this is what I want to do. Quarter two, this is what I want to do, right? So, like, for example, if you're a day trader and you're a beginner, set yourself, okay, quarter one, I'm going to demo trade, right? And I'm going to give myself 3 months of data to look at to see if my trades are profitable. Then after I've demo trade for 3 months, I am then going to deposit some money in a brokerage account, and then in quarter two, I'm going to trade for another 3 months. Okay. Once I'm confident with the markets, quarter three is where I get funded, and I'm going to make sure that end of quarter three I get funded. And then quarter four is where I decide to start getting payouts. Within that whole year, you have just transformed yourself from starting the year with no knowledge of trading to ending the year with getting payouts on a funded account, and increasing your trading account balance. Okay. I know that sounds so fun and so easy, and trust me, guys, it is just as fun and it is just as easy. But the thing is, right, and I need to be honest with you, it's not going to just take one single year to do this. It's not going to just take you 3 months to become good. You are going to go through a roller coaster. You're going to have some downhill, uphill motion, and that's totally normal. Don't feel overwhelmed. Don't feel disheartened when you don't feel like you're making progress, because at that very moment of time, if you feel like you're not making progress, try a little harder and you will be making more progress than someone who just gives up. Okay. Now, there's a saying that I want to end off this boot camp with, or this day for the boot camp, by the way. And the saying is, you can't lose if you don't quit. Okay. And I know you probably heard this on Instagram, or you probably heard this from other people as well. And it's not my personal quote, but it's a quote that I heard a few days ago, and I thought it was a really good quote, and I really want to tell you guys. And the reason why it's so good is, guys, if you don't quit, it's impossible for you to lose. Just keep trying. Don't quit. You're never ever going to lose if you quit. You're never ever going to lose if you don't quit. Okay. So on that note, guys, please don't quit. And I think tomorrow we'll look more onto market structure again, and we'll look at the one tool that helps me get really good entries. And I'll probably look more into entries as well tomorrow, guys. Okay. But hope you guys have a good evening. Hope you guys have a good day. Hope you had a good. It's a Friday today, so I hope you had a good trading week. Tomorrow's gonna be a good day. And the homework for today is, I want you guys to write down some goals and stick it on the wall. If you're in the Discord server, or if you have me on Instagram, drop me a picture of this so I can see it, so that it proves to not just me, but to you guys yourself, that you are doing the homework. Okay. So I want you to write down some goals. I want you to write down some manifestation messages for yourself that you're going to see every day. And I want you to create a daily routine. Okay. And if you can't hit the gym, at least do a home workout. If you can't read, like a book on, like, for example, I use the iPad for reading and stuff. If you can't do that, totally fine. Read the news or read an article or something. Just do 15 minutes of some sort of reading. And if you can't trade on a specific day because you work a 9 to 5, totally fine. You don't have to do 4 hours like me. You can knock it down to just maybe 1 hour or half an hour of just looking at the charts, right? But as long as you're just doing it on a regular basis, that half an hour turns into something, right? If you do 30 minutes for 5 days, that's around uh 30 minutes for 5 days is 150 minutes, right? So I think so. I don't know. My brain is fried, guys. But other than that, guys, do the maths. Tell me in the comments down below because my brain is super fried right now. But yeah, let's end off the boot camp here. If you guys are struggling on setting goals and you want to do like a little call with me, you can always hop on Discord, drop me a message, and we'll do a call and we'll focus on getting your goals set. So by all means, you can always just drop me a message on Discord. All the links are down in the description below. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's bootcamp video.